Tak to jenom abyste viděli, co dokážu. Ježišmarja, co to tu máme? Juj. Varik, Cassandra, Liliana, Kalen, Sola. Bychom se spíš měli pokecat s tímhletím člověkem asi. A tam je takový kecací díl teďka. Cassandra. Tady. Cvičíš, jo?
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Can't say I'm not grateful to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
I believe he exists.
That's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Jo, dobrý, tak Cassandru máme. Teďka by bylo fajn promluvit si... Počkej, co to tu máme? Ještě se mi trošku najít pár šikovných doprským do všechny, když se díky mistry řemeslné, děkuji, nashledanou. Nikdy to takhle neplním, říkám, dneska bude kecací díl. Variku, v takové zimě, u ohýnku.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I'm just glad I'm still standing after all that.
I still can't believe you survived Cassandra. You're lucky you were out cold for most of her frothing rage. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and Maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
I'm still not sure I believe that any of this is really happening.
If this is all just the Maker winding us up, I hope there's a damn good punchline coming. You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky... that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Ano, to má pravdu, týpeček. Tak.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Titulky neexistovaly, protože asi nebyly přeloženy, ale říkal, že je rád, že Inkvizice všechno nastavila tak nějak v pořádku, takže jo. A Liliana.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing? You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
Don't ask me. I'm as baffled as you are.
Then we can only guess at what he wants. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the Divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the Divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come. To work, then. We will speak later.
Dobře. Tak jo. Kalane, co ty tu zase řešíš?
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
I don't know. The Inquisition seems about as functional as any young family.
How many families are on the verge of splitting into open warfare with themselves?
Yes, because that would never happen to the Chantry.
Centuries of tradition will guide us. We are not the upstart, eager to turn over every apple cart.
I'll make sure they see reason in Val Royeaux.
I pray you're right.
Ve Valoroju, aby dostali ten.
Maker, though the darkness comes upon me.
Apothecary Adon will have more pulses for
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Do the Durelians actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilyet.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Mně se zdá, že já tady vždycky všechny vyruším. Svolat válečnou radu. Svolávám válečnou radu. Tak. Nyní máte přístup. Tyto úkoly zaberou čas, přináší však Inkvizici zdroje a odměny jdem. Web aktivně pouze jednu misi. Některé z misí mají své upřednostňované poradce, pokud na misi vyšlete, protože máme méně času, mi se taky poskytují na typ elementové vlastně použitém poradce. Speciální trénink.
Did you see the message I sent? Yes, thank you.
Závěrové. Vící hře neobvyklý věcí k přilitek ve místě vaše vláda se sobami není větší dosah. A... Díky dobře situovaným známým vaši vybavení můžete zaplatit obchodníci Inkvizice více než za každý prodaný předmět. Mhm. Moc. Jsem to dobře na tom. Co tu máme? Bažinný jednorožec. Dokončeno. Zvědové. Postavte strašný věže. Dostupné získání peněz. Bouřlivé pobřeží. Znepokojivý šlechtic. Těžce na hradišti. Varikova pomsta. Vypořádejte se s příbuzným rodu. To oh. Drahá Lady Monteliet.
At your service.
Tak.
To work?
Yep. Bažinný jednorožec.
Let's see what we have.
Jo, to tady máme, tohle ještě jsme neudělali. Myslím, vzhledem k tomu, že to území nezmapované, bude těžké najít, proč inkvizice jsou odhodlaní zajistit, co se stalo, pokud to bude možné tak stát zpět živé. Zvědí jsou. Protože by byli nalezeni v močál nazývající se pusté bažiny. Jestli chce inkvizice vojáky vidět, tak se musí jednoznačně poslat se setkat s Avary. Jdem tam. Latata. Tak, jdem tam všichni. Tak to nebyl moc kecací díl, jinak dáme já pánové Buenos Dias, já už úplně zapomínám zdravit. Počkat, bažiny. Hej, to mi připomíná, neměli jsme to v jedničce v tom? Že? Já si taky myslím. Plní se splní Ferelden, pak se splní všechno ostatní.
Thank you for coming. Maybe you can solve this mess. Our missing patrols are being held hostage by Avar, barbarians from the mountains.
What are they doing in a bog?
That's the thing. Their leader, he wants them to fight you, because you're the Herald of Andraste.
What do they have against Andraste?
Well, the Avar think there are gods in nature, as in the sky has a god and the forest. The Avar say you're claiming to be sent by one, and they'll challenge the will of your god with their own. I think their leader's just a boastful little prick who wants to brag he killed you.
Should I autograph something for him before he tries to behead me?
They think readings for the weak. You know, scholars, lowlanders, or legion peasants. Getting to our troops won't be easy. You'll have to fight your way through undead. Wait, you're not squeamish about undead, are you?
They're not on the list of my favorite monsters.
You'll want to stay out of the water, then. The Avar are holed up in the castle on the other side of the fallow mire. Make her willing, the Inquisition's people are still alive.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
Elixír proti moru. Děkuji. Tak, teď to přijde. Jdeme si pro ně. Ale já nechci uzavírat trhliny. A tak tady to je. Co pak to máme? Jak by měli jezdit. No dobrý, teď už jo. Tak, já si musím podívat, kam my máme vít vlastně. A tady ještě, tady máme druhé tábořiště.
This can't be all of them. There must be more further in.
Proto nám říkali, jestli držíme dál. Tím to bude. Nejsem zrovna jejich fanda. Držte dál do vody. Teda už. Nede.
Is that a beacon of some sort?
Něco se stalo. No teda. Mrtvoly vyšlo, bacha. A tak ty jsou celkem easy, tak je to dobrý. Slaboku. Tady mě to baví, jo. Somebody get it a little bit. Takže vím, porazíme mrtvoly.
To draw out the undead. We could use them to fight on dry land.
Keep an eye out for more then.
Tam nejdu. Tak, ať si to tady. Ty vogo. Tady duch. Děkuji. Odpadlíka vydrysa. Dobře. A další démon. Nevarovala nás tak náhodou, že tady nemám dělat kraviny, madam. A tady už? Tady už je samozřejmě dělá. Protože tady už je idiot. Dobrý. Je to tam lidi? Konečně. Můžeme rozjebat tábor. Tak, a můžeme rychle cestovat. Děkuji. Tak. Je tu toho dost, no. A prakticky tohleto se drží u toho, tady jsou ty brýče. Tak jo. Tak. Měli bychom být teda někde blízko. Tak jestli jsme, tak je to dobře. A jestli nejsme, tak to není dobře. Tak. Oj, mrtví.
More undead!
They're endless! Run for the castle!
Jo, zdrháme. Jestli tady vůbec nějaká tvrz je, což je tady tohleto, ano. Kde je ovládání brány nahoře, aha. Tak rychle nahoru. Vidíte. Dík. Říkám, že tady se nedají třeba dělat salta nebo něco. To by bylo mnohem jednodušší. Aha. Jste to tady neměli zrovna. Jdeme.
Face me! I am the hand of Korth himself!
Tak to. S tím plně souhlasím, ostatně se. Když tady do nás furt budete střílet. Tak to pak můžeme dát, že? Pojď. My to zvládneme. My to zvládneme. Myslím si, že úplně proti všemu je imunní, ale dobře. Musí strhnout.
That stench, it's everywhere, isn't it?
Jdeme propustit naše vězně.
Herald of Andraste.
I dealt with the Avar. Is everyone all right?
Yes, your worship. The injured need some rest, but we can return on our own.
Can't believe the Herald came for us.
I told you.
Své lidi nikde nenechám. Ale...
Your god looks after you, Herald. There lies the brat. His father, chief of our holding, would duel me for the loss if he cared enough.
The Inquisition has a purpose your chief lacks. Join me. Help us stop the breach.
Is this why the Lady of the Skies led me here? To help heal the wounds in her skin? Aye, I'll join you. Let me make peace with my kid and I'll find where you set your flag.
Tak, máme dalšího agenta. Tak, a já jdu pryč odsud už. Tak, mrkneme se na Dianě.
There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
It will be done.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Trust me. Everything I do is to protect our interests. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do. Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, a Norwegian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The bard's is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger. The best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later.
Rizika bardského života. Skály moc nemluvím, ale mám ho ráda. Tak. Musíme ke stolu.
I don't know if Apothecary Adon can get you that
Greetings,
many
Herald
healing
of
drafts,
Andraste.
revered mother.
How fares your quest to seal the breach?
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task, such as closing the breach, is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, but Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, even her husband for a time. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
I appreciate your insight, Mother Giselle.
Take it for whatever it is worth. You walk a difficult path, and there is little enough I can do to aid you. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Farewell, revered mother.
Make her go with you.
Ah, Lord Trevelyan. May I have a moment?
Tak na tebe, drahoušku, vždycky.
Yes, Ambassador?
I'd like to discuss your parents.
A little sudden, but it's time someone made an honest man of me.
What? Very amusing. This is serious. I'd like to dispatch a courier asking the bands of House Trevelyan to align themselves with us. What are your thoughts? Should we approach your family for their formal support of the Inquisition?
My parents are on a first-name basis with most priests in Ostwick, and I have a dozen cousins in the Chantry. When they hear I've been touched by Andraste, you'll have to stop them from giving you money.
I'll take that as a yes. Valroyo has noted your lineage. It gives the Inquisition some legitimacy, although not so much as we'd hoped.
Why not?
You are from Ostwick. Orlesian nobles consider the free marches somewhat quaint.
Even though I'm a mage, that doesn't give them pause.
Not an unfamiliar sight. Mages from noble families are given more leeway. Besides, Ostwick Circle had a reputation for being rather sedate.
My parents made arrangements. I visited home from time to time.
What parent wouldn't want to prevent their child from growing into a stranger? It must have soured your relations with the Templars.
The Templars left me alone. I extended them the same courtesy.
I'm sure it was for the best. This place is no bastion of civilization, not like the Circle. I hope you don't find the living conditions in Haven too drastic for someone of your station.
This can't be what you're accustomed to, Ambassador.
One adjusts. I stay busy. It helps take my mind from our surroundings. And the cold. And the wildlife. And the lack of civilization for miles around. Why anyone lived here before we found Andraste's ashes, I cannot imagine.
Having a few leagues of ice between me and whoever wishes me ill can't hurt.
Do not say that too loudly. Chancellor Roderick is still here. Until next time, my lord.
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. It's odd to see them accepting a mage as their hero. First, we're too dangerous to let out of the circles. And then we're apostate rebels. But they seem to like you. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it.
Josefina to tu má pěkné. Josie. Oh. Zkušený výzkum.
We can use that.
Výjimečné předměty pro... Oh.
Yes?
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hog twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Val Royeaux who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
Of course you haven't.
The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Děkuji za přivítání. Ježiš. To zase zlele Jano. Zlejzu, to už nechci. To je špatný úkol. To se radši jen tady tenhle ten. A jakože tam nemám potom nic. Ulala. Zlele Jano. Co ty tu tak stojíš hezky?
Yes?
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You have a history with the warden who ended the Blight, don't you?
He's always in my thoughts, even when we're far apart. My love is on a quest of his own. When the Inquisition has no further need of me, I will join him. For good this time. I have lost enough. I will not lose him as well.
Moje rozhodnutí tady konečně mělo nějaký smysl.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... all right. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Miluju Lelianu, ty vole, tam máš vždycky dobré debaty. Konečně. Máme nějaké zprávy, Josie?
Sigrid says it will cost at least 10.
Fine.
Not sure why you would want to pay out of your own pocket for books, Enchanter.
I'm not an enchanter, and too many books get lost.
Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
What's your impression of Solus?
I suppose I should be wary of an apostate, but our elven mage has conducted himself with the utmost propriety. And he has the most fascinating stories.
Commander Cullen came to mind.
The commander is an intelligent, cautious man. I'm grateful he's in charge of our standing army. Still, he does sometimes resemble the man with a hammer to whom everything appears as a nail.
I was thinking of Cassandra.
Seeker Pentagast is a princess of the Kingdom of Nevarra, although that barely seems important to her. She was not interested when I asked if we might make use of her royal relations. Still, the Inquisition would not have formed without Cassandra. She's an extraordinarily driven woman.
I was thinking of Varric.
Oh, I could listen to his tales for hours. He actually let me read a chapter of his next book he's writing. My friends would be sick with envy if they knew. It's excellent, but a bit different from his past works. Only 3 beheadings so far.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
Tak Varric už je tady vážený pan spisovatel, ano. To zní dobře. Tak to je fajn. Dámy a pánové, my jedeme poprvé do Orle. Kde všichni mluví jak kreténi. Orle, to je taková Francie. Jo, takže kdybyste to brali, tak to je taková Francie. Ježišmarja, to je všechno v angličtině? No, dobrý. Tak všechno na je to dobrý. Jasně upozorňovali, že všechny texty nebudou přeloženy, takže vám to taky hned říkám.
Come to join us at the oasis? It's actually quite the sight. It and the temple are further in.
Have you learned anything more about the temple?
Honestly, I don't like the feel of the place. No one does.
Why not?
Couldn't say. It's just a feeling.
Anything else I should know?
Not much to tell. A mining company out of Valfremin used to have an interest here, but economies change, and they moved on. Strange the miners never marked the temple on their maps.
Chancellor Roderick came to speak with me. Could you try not to antagonize him?
If I offend the man so easily, perhaps he should try leaving me alone.
At your service. Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask him.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with him. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through. The city still mourns.
Just a guest seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the return. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
To máme teda pěkné přivítání, no.
Stand wary.
Valhojo.
Good people of Val Royal, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet. The Maker would send no mage in our hour of need.
We came here in peace, simply to talk. And this is what you do? I implore you, let us sit down together to deal with the real threat.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
What's the meaning of this?
Her claim to authority is an insult, much like your own.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Templars, one of your own commands the Inquisition's forces. Join us as heeded.
You're a mage. Your ties are worthless. They are all made traitors just by being in your company.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royo is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Doesn't look like we'll be getting the Templars to help us after all.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
What's that? An arrow with a message?
Oh! Já tady mám. Minutku.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra.
We came here seeking only to speak with the mothers. This is not our doing, but yours.
And you had no part in forcing our hand? Do not delude yourself. Now we have been shown up by our own Templars, in front of everyone. And my fellow clerics have scattered to the wind along with their convictions. Just tell me one thing. Do you truly believe you are the Maker's chosen?
To tell you the truth, I don't know.
That is more comforting than you might imagine. I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what the Maker plans in the days to come.
There's got to be a way to calm everything down and clean up this mess.
I hope against hope that may be the case.
Tak jdeme. Co pak tu máme? Tak jdeme teda hledat. Co pak tam to tady přistálo? Rudá dženy.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
Tak. Valrojo je celkem pěkné, takové malé. Takové fakt maličké, no. Tak se podíváme, co tu ještě máme za úkolek.
I believe that message.
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
Ale. Děkuji. Pěkný. A teď za budou Jenny. Tak pěkné to tam. Tady. Herní tržiště. Tam se dá nějak dostat na to horní tržiště? Já si myslím, že ne. A jo, dalo asi. My se tam musíme dostat. Takže zpátky sem asi, že? Mhm. Jo. Super.
Oh, yes.
Tak to je ta první. Ulala. Já si vždycky stopnu. Tak nic. To není ta správná cesta. No to je všechno, no. Pak už to nic není. Prozatím tady nemám dostatek těch, takže jdeme. Jdeme k našim těm. Jak mám do prdele vědět? Kde je horní tržnice?
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps you should look among your fellow mages.
That would have been my first choice if you'd been willing to speak with us.
We're willing now. That's the important thing. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lord Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
Yep, takže tak. Tak, jdeme do útočiště. Tak. To jenom, to ničím nezajímavé. Ať se někdy vrátím do Volokleju.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave...
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Tak jo, dámy a pánové, jdeme na věc, já si tady hodím válečný stůl. Útočiště, míchání elektvoru, jdeme na věc. Tak, co pak nám tady připravuje? Jdeme do skalí.
What have your ears heard, Leliana? Anything new we don't already know about?
No, nothing.
Dobře. Tak.
Let's see what we have.
Ty dvě se tam operujou? Mhm. Ano, chci cestovat do středu hory, mám jenom... Najdeme si tam Blackwalla. A zároveň tím budeme mít mágy. Ne, podívejte si, co za šipku se tady objevilo. At last, oni nás tam pustí, lidi. To není možné. Tady, ačkoliv myslím, že nechtěně se šlo druhou stranou. Nebo ne? Či já vím, kdo se to má všechno pamatovat, že? Já se na to vezmu svoje kruté jezdecké zvíře. A půjdeme rychlostí metulsku plesku. Vím, že já teď zrovna se s nikým nechci ani bojovat. A potřebuji to mít rychle zmáknutý, takže jo. Jo, je to tady. Jdu dobře? Jo. Podle tady těch cest je to ideální stav. Jo, jedu správně, teď už jo. Když by mě dokonce snad mohli i pustit dovnitř konečně. Rudoskalská cesta. Jo, to jsme taky jeli minule, to si pamatuju. Že tady to bylo nějak. A tady pak dolů. Hezky. Takže by nás teď už mohli konečně pustit dovnitř, haha. Útočiště. Středohoří. Mapa k vodopádu. To nic. Obchodní nic. Dopis od milence. Nic. Jo, to ve Středohoří. To nic a v sedle. Zabezpečení statku, mapa k vodopádu. Hej. Může mi to někdo vysvětlit. Jo, super. A já nevím, kde je Bron, za ním zajdu za chvilku. Díky. Oh shit. To ne, to není dobrý. Ulala. To je nějaká extrémní rychlost tady tohle. To je dobré. Kogo, tak tohle bych na to potřebovala, jo. Jestli ke mně nedostane, aha. A my jsme ještě extrémně rychlí, tyjo. To bylo krapet rychlejší.
What was that?
We don't know what these rifts can do. That one appeared to alter the time around it.
There are many mages in Redcliffe. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Pojďme. Oh.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly.
You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
The veil is weaker here than in Haven.
Tak to mě teda zajímá, co tady bude. Tak. Rudoskaly, Ježíš Maria, lidi. To jsou vzpomínky na jedničku, kámo. Stará vesnička, tak se musím husnout dolů tady. Dobře. Co to je tady? Zamknutý dům, výborně. Krapítek jinak vypadá trošku ta vesnice. Haha. Hrdina Fereldenů. Kodex se mi odemkl. Ne. Ne, odemkl se mi hrdina Fereldenů. O můj bože. Jo. Já jsem tady nebyla, jo, to hraju úplně poprvé. Vždycky jsem šla za templářem. Vždycky to byly templáři.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Is this some sort of test? We're here because you invited us in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Well, that's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could be magic at work, but why would anyone... Whoever or whatever brought you here? The situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of Thedas turning against you?
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Very well. Who's in charge now?
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly Very timely.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Al Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable man. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be. Felix.
My lord, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Ooh, very mysterious.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Only one way to find out.
Jak to půjde. Tak, co nás tam čeká? O, počkat, první, než půjdeme do kaple. Si to tady vyříkáme se sestrou Tanner.
I'm Sister Tanner. May I help you?
I found the letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody is going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
Let's see. Impersonating a sister, smuggling, dishonoring Chantry robes. I can think of more if you like. Or you could put your skills to use for the Inquisition.
And you'd keep quiet? Nobody else has to know?
That will depend on how honest your efforts are on our behalf.
All right. I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
No, tak to mě zajímá teď, co se děje. Pošli tu kaple, co se tu děje.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Můj oblíbenec, Dorian. To mám hrozně ráda. O, počkej. Sorry. Jo, tohle to je tak špatná. To zpomaluje nebo dále zrychluje, super. Oh shit. Dobrý, ale postavím se tam, protože potřebuji tohle udělat mnohem rychleji. Jo, to je dobrý. Pojď. Ulala.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with this one.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer, not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
I hope that's less dangerous than it sounds.
More.
That is fascinating if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
All this for me. And here I didn't get Alexius anything.
Send him a fruit basket. Everyone loves those. You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
No ty vole. Dobrý, teď budeme cestovat. Ty krám. No, to bude prodlouho docela. Ještě to neskončilo. Proto přichází. Dámy a pánové, to tady je pro dnešek típnu. Děkuji moc za každý odběr, like, zhlédnutí, uvidíme se v další části na hru Dragon Age Inquisition, tak zatím máte ho sami.